Alright everyone, busygamerdad back again, going to be another session gameplay episode where we take a look at a game that's coming out in 2025 or a little bit later. That seemed to garner some good views and some good growth for the channel, and I hope you guys like the content. If you do, hit the like and subscribe button. Today we're taking a look at Duchy. This game is supposed to be coming out in 2025 April time frame, according to their Steam page, and I got into the demo and I wanted to showcase it here because I feel like this is a game that many people will gravitate towards as a busy game, excuse me, where they can take it up over the, night or something like that after they've had a busy day, play a round or two and see how far they get, try a different build or something like that and come back to it. What is Duchy? Duchy is basically if you took Tetris and mixed in card mechanics to Tetris, or tile mechanics to Tetris. So that sounds really weird, I know, but it really works and I like it a lot. It's a very strategic game and it's a thinking person's game. It's not as fast-paced as Tetris is, where the blocks are continuing, or the tiles are continuing to fall down the alley, and you have a lot of pressure. At least in my time with the game, I have not seen that mechanic. Maybe as you get into the more active game, that's a mainstay that keeps you on your toes and keeps you focusing on what you're doing. But anyways, before we get into the actual game proper, I do have a question for you. Where do felines like to go to bowl? The alley cat lanes. Aha, there we go. I thought that was a little bit appropriate because, the board looks very much like an alleyway for like bowling. So that's where I was drawing my inspiration for our dad joke. So now circling back, I'm going to do a lot of front-end explanation, and this will all come together as we play the game together. The game, like I said, is Tetris. You have tiles that drop down in a random order, and you have to place them and form lines. Also, you have critical buildings, your armory or garrisons, your farms, your woodcutters, and various resource collecting things that help with your metagame progression. And when I say metagame progression, I mean your card development, like upgrading cards and future power-ups and things like that. You've got to get a lot of wood, you got to get a lot of wheat, you got to get a lot of gold and things like that. So it's imperative that you complete lines using your farms and your forests and your forester and your grain fields and things like that. Now, the next thing is you have combat units. Like I was saying before, you have your garrison, you have your archery range, and you have a third type unit, the axe throwers, basically. And there are strengths and weaknesses. There are proficient units, advantage units, and there are weaker units. So like the footmen are weak against the archers, but the footmen are strong against the axe throwers. Things like that. Those come into play. So when you get into these fights with people against your duchy, you need to make sure that you have the right cards to build the right army to win the day, as you build the board that you're going to generate the resources and your infantry from. Like I said, a lot of explanation. There's a great tutorial. I won't be playing that with you guys. You can play through that on your own, but we're going to try a normal run and see how well it goes. This game is very tactical. You do have to be very patient and very attentive to the way your tiles are getting set up and to the way you're building the game board for your resources and army. Okay, so let's go into this. So your duchy, it looks like there's three places that you can go. You have the duchy, you have the republic, and then you have the order. I don't know what the differences would be other than potentially your starting decks or your unit types, as it were. This is what I was talking about before. So you have your resource collecting nodes, and you have so watchtowers. So you have your armory nodes, or infantry nodes, or army nodes. So you have to, again, build your alley or build your tile set up to be the best it can be based on the cards that you have been getting. Okay, so we're going to start off. We have a linear path progression, very much like Slay the Spire and all them other games, but you can see mousing up through what you can get to, and we have to get all the way up here to the wall, the boss fight. So there's deviating paths, there's elite fights, there's regular peaceful regions and things like that. There's obtaining resource nodes that you might need. This one obviously is lumber, this one is wheat, depending on what you need. You can see this game is, I like the animation in this game. I like how they've done this. You have your trading fair for trading a card up, maybe getting some upgrades, and you have some other fights. Again, resource nodes, upgrading cards or obtaining cards. So the first one, every single time I've played this, has always been a peaceful region where we are collecting resources. So this will get you used to playing the game even if you don't do the tutorial. And like here, you have your building set. This is the preparation phase, comes up every single time. We see the tiles or the terrain that are going to be coming to us. We have 8 and 8, so 8 forests and 8 plains right here. And then we have our 2 farms, we have our watchtower, and we have our woodcutter. This is where I was talking about you can upgrade your cards, the number of cards that you can bring into your run or your tile or your alley to try and build out certain things. But again, it's random. You can't control what actually gets drawn from the deck, so you have to be careful. These are an overview of the cards, and like I was saying before, you can upgrade these cards. These are the costs to upgrade these cards. I have not gotten enough money or resources to upgrade these yet, so I don't know like the we'll say the meta knowledge of upgrading a card, which ones might be better or more impactful with just playing around with the game. But I hope that we can do that together. So we're gonna click ready, and we're just gonna build out. We do have the ability to have 1 reserve tile off to the side here. So like I was saying before, we want to make sure that we are dropping tiles. You can press spacebar and it will drop them instantaneously to the bottom. And I cannot stress that enough. It will drop them instantaneously to the bottom. So I don't have any need for this right now. So what I'm actually going to do is I will drop this guy. I will drop that guy right down. You saw that it just slammed right down. You don't get any bonuses other than potentially expediting things for you. So now the woodcutter's place right here, this is where the tactics come in. You can see that it has the pips around it. That's the number of area that it will affect, and it will turn all forests into plains, and it will harvest wood from them. So that's kind of huge. So I'm going to drop that right there, and it's going to harvest all those right there and turn them into plains, which is kind of huge because once I fill out this line, it'll turn it into a plains line, and it will be pretty helpful. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to drop this guy right here. It'll harvest those, and then I'm actually going to put this one up here on the side. Yes, that's where I want to put that. And then I'm going to swap this, do the archery, the watchtower right here, and it's just going to hang out right there. So plains recruit, so read the cards and it will tell you recruit 1 archer for each plane and 3 for each field next to it. We aren't in a combat zone, I guess you would call it, so I'm not really super concerned about that. This square is kind of messing things up right now. I don't like that I have this square, so I'm actually going to... I don't have much of a choice, do I? Because if I do this, it will end our bonus round here. I would really love to not have that happen, but I don't see a way of getting around that, so I guess I'll drop you right there, and I will pivot you and drop you right there, and then I'm going to pivot you, drop you right there. Okay, so now I kind of have to go here. Let's see here, and you can't do any T-shifts in, which is kind of annoying. Let's see, turn each plane into a field. So if I drop you right here, I will turn these all into fields, and we'll get some wheat, which is great. That was good. Right there, line explored, and then we get plus 10 for the bonus on that. That's huge. I'm going to drop you right there, and then that's going to turn that into that. So that's great. Put you right here, and then I don't think I can get down in there now. No, I can't, unfortunately. But I can finish off this. So these are connected. So, or not connected. This is what it's picking up from. Oh, I should have pivoted it the other way. Oh well. Oh well. You see that I also didn't get a chance to drop my my one that was in reserve here. So I would like that to be changed, but that's just maybe the way it goes. Now at the end of everything, I was able to pick up a card. You can actually pick up cards every single time. So send 8 shield for each allied military building aligned within. So you can figure out how it works by just reading the cards, but also mouse over them. Make sure you understand the affected tiles for it. So we can get archers for each plane, or we can get 3 archers for each field. Good to know. And this one is a tax office. We gain gold for each aligned building. I'm gonna go with the range one because I feel like that might be helpful in the coming conflicts. Okay. Now we have the guild, so we're going to obtain a card for free. We can select a production building, or we can select a military building. I'm going to go with a production building, because I think we could better suit ourselves with a... We have to... Well, I think military, actually. We'll go with the military because we have 2 archers, but we don't have any other unit type. Those are archers. There's the axemen. I guess I'm going to go with the axemen, and this plays well for recruit 3 axemen for each adjacent field or plane and field, plus 5 if the adjacent has at least 6. So that's actually kind of huge. Yeah, so let's get that unit type mixed in with us. All right, now we've got... What do we want? What do we want? What would help us? Well, we got a lot of wheat that last round, but we did not hardly get any lumber. I think I'm going to go with lumber. Let's go with lumber. And we'll make a trade, sacrifice a faction of your defense to obtain even resources. Even more resources. I don't want that, so that means that I would lose health in order to get 400. I'm just going to take that. You often have several paths ahead of you, sometimes allowing to avoid combat. Oh wow, watch out. When you avoid a combat, the boss gains additional units. Ah, okay, so that was something I was wondering about. So there are 3 fights in every level that are like seeming to be like the requirement, but it looks like this one there's 4, so I wasn't really sure how that played out. It does look like we have... Okay, so we can upgrade this with our... Yeah, so we don't have the wheat. Okay, we are 3 off from the wheat. Bummer. Okay, alright, so those are the upgrades. Okay. But now we can actually explore those, actually. Looking at this, we can explore that and understand what it is. So, range 3, so it increases its range. Oh, okay. Alright, and it just lets us flat sell a card if we want to. For 200 for this, range 2, so it doubles... So it increases the amount of units that we get. Got it. This one is the same thing, same card. And then what about the axe throwing? Yep, so increases the number. Wow, plus 10 axes for that. Wow, that's actually pretty crazy. Alright, so now I'm going to do my best to explain this in a way that makes sense to me so you understand it. When we mouse over each of these, you'll see that it says a peaceful region, avoid enemies but reinforce the boss. Fight against the enemies now. You have a choice, like it said, to pass by, but the boss gets more health, more defense. That's not something I want to do. But you need to also look what's underneath the banner. This is 30 grass and 70 forest. That is the tiles, the resource tiles that are going to be in the tile set. It's, again, random, the amount, and this looks 50-50. So based on the cards that we have, plains are really where our tiles get their best boon from. So going someplace where there is a lot of forest isn't going to help us unless we have the wood clearer's hut. And we need to make good use of the wood clearer's hut to then maximize what we have by net gains. Can I do that? Probably with practice. Am I going to do that now? No. I'm going to try and do this right here where it's a 50-50 split, where I have 50 plains and 50 grass, or 50 forest. The challenge, though, is you go into the hostile territory blind. You do not know what the enemy unit types are. So they could have a unit type that counters what you have. So you have to be very careful and pick and choose your battles wisely. So it looks like they have 2 swords, and you can see the breakout here. So the arrows are good against the axemen, but the swordsmen are really good against our arrow guys, and our axe guys are good against the swords. So we should be prioritizing our axe throwers over our rangers. Now it looks like we have an even, well, a slightly skewed split. It's not 50-50, but it's very important that we look and see what the tile sets are going to be. 10 plains. Okay. Good, and then send for each allied building. Turn each adjacent forest into a plains and recruit swordsmen. Good to know. Okay, alright. There we are. So we know what their units are going to do, very similar to ours. Now we get to pick our tiles for our buildings. Farms are important for us. Arrows are important for us. Clearing forest and turning them into plains for more arrows are important for us. But you'll notice that we only have 3 buildings that we can pick unless we unlock these. And I will unlock one because we really need to get our axes into the mix. Okay, good. Now, do I want to keep what I have? Wood clearing into plains, turns plains into fields. That's not super helpful for us. I could do this guy, so if I deselect you and do this, maybe that's where I'll go, being that this is a combat round. I really want to do that, but I mean, yeah, let's do it. Let's see what happens, and let's go for broke. Let's hope for the best. Now, this is crazy. You get to build, again, the tile set. You get to build what comes up, including the enemy structures. So you have a min-maxing situation going on where you have to put the tiles in a position that deny them resources, but gains you resources. I hit spacebar accidentally. Great on me. You can't undo that. You can't undo that. So the wood clearer... This is going to turn plains into... Okay, so if I drop you... here... Is that the better play? Yes, I'm going to drop you there. And then you're going to go underneath. And then we're going to drop you here. Yeah, I did that wrong. I did this totally wrong. I wonder if I can get a retry. No, I can't. There's no retry. You can give some... include a retry. That's my constructive criticism. Alright, let's see here. So, I need to pivot you. Actually, if I put you like that, put you like that, and then there's our archer. So plains, if I had fields, I would get 3, but we have these, so we're going to get 8 archers there. They've got 7 so far. Let's see here. So they're going to get nothing. But if I put you here... And again, you can't pivot. You can't pivot and do a hook, which would be really nice to try and do that. Alright, so this guy... Turn adjacent forests into plains and turns everything into a problem. So I'm going to pivot you and I'm going to drop you down that way. So there's going to get a bonus from this. There being military units next to each other. Let's see here. So can I... Yeah, I'll get this right here. And then we get the line explored. We get some resources back for the next run. Plains and fields, plains and fields. If I put you... Is it better to put you here? I think it might be better to put you here. At least for right now. So we have 3 axes. And then we can get them. Yeah, let's drop you right there. Get more axes. And then this is a military unit. So it's just a garrison. So we'll drop you there. And sending units to that one, unfortunately. Drop you there. Drop you there. Line explored. Get the resources. Drop you there. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2. So if I did in here, that's more. Right there. Get the archers. And then I'll drop you there. And there's the line explored. Nice, good stuff. I still haven't seen my woodsman cutting place, which is kind of annoying. Drop you there. Drop you there. I will reserve you. And drop you there. Not that that's going to give me too terribly much. I mean, I could have gotten... It was either one or the other. Alright, now we have to start the battle. So now I can move units around to try and gain as much advantageous like attack order as I can. So I can click here and I can go like that. And then like this, and then pick the order in which I want things to go. So these guys would bounce around like that. Or, let's see here, can I remove? So if I click, 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 go back this way. If I go here and then have them come back and then go here, and then go here, and then go here. So it's all about trying to figure out and remember what the advantages and disadvantages are. So you want to make sure, like, I'm just showing you, for instance, like this is the flow of battle, where I could have my axes go to the swords guys first without risking losing my arrows to swords. So if I have the axes go here, they will win. They'll win flat out. Then we'll go here and collect these two. And then the archers and the axemen go here, and then they do cleanup. That's the best way it looks like to me, to handle this, because this is 15. I would have to put these two together, 17, take these out, and then I just don't like the numbers. So we'll see what ends up happening here. And we'll see that they'll actually go out this way, finish them out with 8 remaining, get 17 right there, 25, and it transfers them into other units. So there's the 15, and I hope we win. We did, with 4 left. Nice. Love it. Good stuff. We're the winners. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. So like I said, this is a weird game. It's like Tetris, but with card mechanics, and you have to build the board, and you have to try and min and max everything for them and yourselves. So denying them resources, but giving yourself resources, as well as completing lines and training or changing tiles from forests to plains to fields to get bonus units. I totally think this is a really fun mechanic. I totally think this is a really cool game to really enjoy and sit down with and try and scratch your brain, like puzzle solve every single time, and enjoy yourselves with. I will have a link for this game should you want to try the demo. Drop Duchy. I recommend it for the busy gamer because you can pick it up, put it down, and it fits really well with the session gameplay series, where we're taking a look at games that are that I'm excited to see, and my excitement to see them for 2025 and beyond. So like, comment, subscribe if you feel so inclined when you happen to be down in the YouTube description taking a look at the game for yourself, and we hope to catch you in our 3rd and final demo series for the session gameplay series in our month of February. Later.